Garry Adelman, American Battlefield Trust. We've got Dr. Darrell Black, the Copiah Hill Civil War Fellow at the American Battlefield Trust, behind the camera, and we are talking again about witnesses to history. In this case, I'm standing at and touching the gibbon tree. This was here at the time of the battle. I think it's a honey locust. I'm not really good on that stuff, but it was definitely here. And this series, again, we're trying to talk about what it might have seen if it could see, what it might have heard or smelled. And man, this one would have seen, smelled, and heard a lot. This is the field of Pickett's Charge looking over toward Cemetery Ridge. We're on Cemetery Ridge. On July 1st, 1863, Union soldiers would have been streaming across these fields here. Even before that, Union soldiers would have been marching up the Emmitsburg Road as they would continue to for into the next day. On July 2nd, 1863, the Union fishhook starts to take shape. You're going to have Union soldiers of the 2nd Corps along here. You're going to see Confederate preparations off in the distance. It would have seen the massive attack, the largest attack at Gettysburg on the 2nd day, as several Confederate divisions attacked now famous places that you can kind of see over there. The Peach Orchard, the Wheat Field, and of course the Round Tops, and also Devil's Den, which would have been just out of its view as well. The attack continues and moves over here until you have Floridians and Mississippians in that field it would have seen, as well as Georgians coming right up toward this tree. Of course, the Confederate attack will founder at that point, and they're going to move back. There's going to be a terrible night where the Union and Confederate soldiers are dealing with their dead and wounded, and then the next day comes. It seems calm. It would have seen smoke rising from Culp's Hill off in the distance over there. It would have smelled some of that and other smoke as well. It would have heard the cries of the wounded, and maybe it would have thought, here we are. It's going to be a little bit calmer on July 3rd. But at 1 o'clock, it witnesses the largest bombardment ever heard during the Civil War, by far, that preceded Pickett's Charge, and then, after a brief quiet, it would have seen 12,000 Confederate soldiers emerge from the distance here, slowly, taking casualties, gaps forming in their lines from the Union artillery. They would have seen them come right up to this tree again. It would have also seen more than 20,000 Union soldiers coming toward the center here to repulse the Confederates. It would have seen the Union chanting Fredericksburg, Fredericksburg, to say how they were finally dealing some retribution back to the Southerners. It would have seen Matthew Brady's crew on this ridge in mid-July, and then it would have seen the formation of this park. It would have seen the first time that I ever came here, and probably the first time Darrell ever came, and the first time you ever came here as well. So when you go out to these places, think not only about what was here at the time, but what did it witness? And I think you'll have maybe a more complete version of history, or you'll just think maybe you're going crazy.